Hey chess friends, welcome to a new video. If you want to improve at chess, you need to fight in the games where you have some disadvantage. In this video I'm going to give you some tips that should help you to save some of those games where you're having a bad position. So if you want to see my 6 tips about how to play in lost positions, stay there, watch and think. My first tip is, with material disadvantage, accept lines leading to tactic and sharp positions. If you have material down, a good strategy is moving the game to a more dynamic field, where the result depends more on accurate calculation and tactic vision than in an endgame with some material down. My tip number 2 is, with material disadvantage, don't trade pieces, trade pawns. This is a very basic and common rule, but at the same time it is essential. That's why it is included in this list. About the part of trade pawns, in general when you are trading pawns you are increasing the draw possibilities. For example, here we have this position where black has a very big material advantage with 2 knights up, and they won't be able to win because there are no pawns on the board. So you know, if you trade pawns, you are increasing the possibilities to get a draw when you are in a difficult position. My next tip is, don't forget stalemate. This is an important resource and it happens more often than what you think. So you know, for next games, pay more attention to some stalemate possibility. Here we have a very interesting, although a little artistic example about stalemate. Here white can save the game by playing king g3 and king h4, getting into the room. Even when black promotes, they get a queen up, but now white locks the room, and wherever black plays in this position, it is going to be a stalemate. Let's say queen d3, nothing to do here for white, is a draw. My fourth tip is, don't forget fortresses. A fortress is a position where you might have some material down, but your opponent doesn't have a way to make any real improvement in the position. For example, this is a very nice fortress from a study. In this position, even when black has a rook up, white can just play king e2 and they're going to get a draw. Let's say black plays something like rook h1, this is a stalemate here, so it's a draw. Also, we need to say that there are some basic fortresses. Those are fortresses that happen more often in games, and they could definitely be helpful in positions where we are lost or with some material disadvantage. I have a rook down here, but I get a very nice fortress in this position. My opponent doesn't have a way to make any progress. So I play king c1 here. Oh, that's checkmate. Mike is going to be furious. My tip number 5 is, don't forget the time. Time is an important variable in the game. Of course, we prefer to win because of something happening in the position, but if your opponent thinks more than you, it's probably because you made him think during the game. Also, time management is an important skill chess players need to develop. So you can win on time in lost position, it is still fair play, there's nothing wrong with that. So you know, next time you're having a difficult position, take a look at the clock and probably you can take advantage of something happening over there. I'm in a lost position here, but my opponent has only 1 second in the clock. I don't think he will be able to mate me with king and rook and only 1 second in the clock. So I just play a4 here. Okay, well, my only move here is king e8. He did checkmate me with only 1 second in the clock. And my last tip to play in lost positions is, make it difficult for your opponent to improve. Even if you don't see a way to get anything or to trick him in some way, don't get too anxious. Just keep playing, defend against clear ways to win he could have, and force him to find and play the most complicated lines. Your opponent won't make mistakes if you don't give him the opportunity to make them. So this is the video I wanted to show you today. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any question about, for example, the fortress or any other position we studied in this video, feel free to write it in the comments in YouTube. Also consider the possibility to give me some like if you think the video and the content were good. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and see you in the next.